Welcome back to California Cooking. Today we have a menu celebrating Hanukkah and Christmas, starting with a latke bar. And to go with your potato latkes, a delicious and easy smoky roast Hanukkah chicken. Then I'm gonna turn a store-bought cake into a festive holiday dessert. A Hanukkah table is not complete without latkes, crispy shredded potatoes topped with sour cream or applesauce. But how about a latke bar with loads of different toppings? Sounds good to me. My favorite food on the Hanukkah table has to be potato latkes. I love anything potato, and then when you fry them and get them all crispy and golden, I can't resist. And usually, potato latkes are topped with sour cream or applesauce. It depends. It's debatable which is the best topping, but I thought it'd be fun for this Hanukkah to kind of do a latke bar. So make lots of potato latkes and then have several different toppings, and everyone can choose what they put on their potato latkes. So I thought that'd be a fun kind of a twist for Hanukkah this year. So the first thing you do, and at first when I made potato latkes, I was incredibly intimidated because they look really difficult. They look very time consuming. The hardest part about a potato latke is just all the peeling of the potatoes. Once you do that, if you've got your food processor, it is a snap. It is so easy to do. So first thing is you use this attachment that comes with your food processor, and this does the shredding of the potatoes, and you don't have to do the box grater, which takes a lot of elbow grease and a lot of time. So that cuts down on the time it takes to make potato latkes. So just russet potatoes, you pop them in. It's so easy. Once I realized that this was the way to shred your potatoes, it was a game changer. Now, traditionally, a white onion, half a white onion, would be something you add to the mixture. I happen to, oddly enough, be out of white onion right now, which I never am, and the time you think you have onion in the fridge, you don't. But I do have some scallions, which I think will be okay. It'll still give us that oniony flavor. Scallions going in. We're going to strain our potatoes, and this trick here, you get a cheesecloth or a kitchen towel, and you put it in a colander, and you want to get all of the water out of the potatoes. And that is how you get a crispy potato latke. Let these sit for a little bit on the counter, and the longer they sit, you start to squeeze out so much liquid, and that is what would keep you from having a crispy potato latke. You want to get all of that extra liquid out. Time to make our batter. So potatoes and onions go in, 1 egg, and then some baking powder. We'll do a teaspoon and then a 1/4 cup of flour and a sprinkling of, I like a finer pepper, and then a fat pinch of salt, and that's it. And then we stir everything together. And as this happens, you think, okay, it's kind of dry, but those potatoes continue to make liquid. So this actually, if you don't make it right away, will become rather soupy. So once you get this made, you kind of want to get it in the oil pretty quickly. Okay, I've got my vegetable oil heating up, medium-high heat, and then I like to take, you could do a scoop so you get the same size every time, but I just take a tablespoon, and you can make them any size you like. But what is great is when they're not uniform and the little bits of potato kind of become these beautiful lace-like designs, and they get all crisped up. And each one of them is different, and I kind of love that about latkes. And you want to make sure your oil is bubbling when you put them in, otherwise they'll become oil logged. And we just let those go for a couple of minutes, flip, and that's it. Time to flip, and you want them to be just that perfectly golden brown color. Just took a few minutes. And while that is cooking, what I love to do, especially if you're having people over, is as I make them, I just keep a tray in the oven Keep them warm and crispy and ready for when your guests arrive. Getting my latke bar ready, I'm keeping them warm in the oven as we wait for Micah. And in that time, I'm gonna prep a few things, just fun, different toppings you can put on your potato latke. And the thing about a potato is pretty much anything is delicious on top of it. So you've got the classics, you've got your applesauce, I've got sour cream, of course, and I have all these little ramekins that will fill up with our ingredients. So we've got sour cream, which is my favorite topping because it's the holidays, and something extra special. I have some salmon caviar or salmon roe that I just put in a beautiful crystal bowl with some ice. There's caviar that can be hundreds of dollars. This was like $19 out of it. But it's something fancy that maybe we could try. Another thing I want to do is pomegranate and avocado. I think that'd be kind of a nice savory sweet addition and kind of a California twist too. A little bit of salt, our beautiful pomegranate seeds, maybe just a handful of parsley. I've got a bunch of herbs. I've got chives, dill, parsley, drizzle of olive oil. This topping done. The next one I'm going to do is feta and cucumber because I just think I love that combo. I love it with potato, but this is light and fresh because fried potatoes can be a little heavy, but just something fun you could try. And to that, which goes beautifully, is some fresh dill. And then we could do lemon, which would be great. Rice wine vinegar, seasoned rice wine vinegar. I'm using it all the time lately. I just love it. We have some bagel everything seasoning, and I'm just gonna hit it with a little bit of that. It's got garlic and poppy seeds and sesame seeds. Just a touch of olive oil to bring it together. So that topping, done. Last one I'm gonna do is a little spicy something. Spicy sriracha yogurt. Okay, time to plate our latkes. So a nice big platter, and we'll arrange all of our latkes. And then everybody can help themselves, whatever toppings they want to try. Okay, the latke bar is ready. Up next, we're gonna add a cozy main dish to our holiday table. Then you know how much I love a good cheat, especially this time of year. So I'm turning a store-bought cake into an impressive Christmas dessert. It is a comforting main dish to go along with my latke bar. James Beard-nominated chef Micah Wexler joins us in the kitchen to make his roasted smoky red chicken, the perfect addition to our Hanukkah spread. Micah!
Hi,
you come bearing gifts.
Always.
Mwah. How are you?
I'm good. It's good to see you.
Good to see you. Are you ready for latkes?
Let's do it. Love latkes.
I don't know, Micah. I'm a little shy to show you my latke bar.
You shouldn't be shy though. First of all, golden brown delicious, right? You got the little squiggly things, the crispies, which everybody likes.
And I said it reminds me of like lace.
Yes,
right?
And you know what? These are very hard to not burn, and you have them sort of in the perfect zone, so they look really good.
Okay, now, of course, I know everybody loves the classic applesauce and sour cream, but I just made a few little extra
Is it bad
things.
to say that I'm not an applesauce guy?
Me either.
It's
I'm
kind of mealy,
so
right?
a sour cream person.
Yes.
I know, but
I'm actually a creme fraiche guy.
Oh, okay. So I made a few little fun things we could try. I did
Love
a
it.
feta cucumber and like everything bagel mix.
Yum.
I did a spicy sriracha yogurt.
Love it.
I did pomegranate and avocado and some cheapy caviar.
Well, I kind of had a feeling. I was like, what if she has the cheapy caviar? Yeah. So I wanted to come with a little something and upgrade it.
You're
too.
kidding!
Yeah. So I just travel with this in my pocket.
No.
My friend who has a great caviar company, Roe Caviar, all sustainable and really good. So
Okay, bye-bye.
brought some of that to do too. And look, we got the caviar key and the spoon.
I didn't even know a key was
Yeah,
needed.
You need the little key
show me.
to pop the top.
That's how it should look.
Right?
And of course the pearl spoon, right?
Gotta have the mother of pearl spoon.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Doesn't just look cool, but it's also, it has a reason. It doesn't put any, like metal can put a little bit of flavors in the caviar.
It can make a funky taste.
Right, so it's totally neutral.
Would you serve that with your latkes at home?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I love this latke bar idea.
Right? I don't know.
I might steal this from you.
Cheers.
Cheers, thanks for having me.
Oh my gosh.
Really good. You killed the latkes too, they're great.
Thank you.
So good.
Thank you. Now, I know you're a LA guy. You grew up here. What does this holiday mean to you? Being home in LA, you said you just stopped by mom and dad's before you came.
Yeah, I did. Luckily, they live close by, so it was really sweet. Look, I love Hanukkah. It's a great holiday.
Yeah.
It's funny because it's always like the competitor to Christmas, right? And when you're a little Jewish kid, you're trying to convince yourself like, no, Hanukkah's really just as good, or it's better. We have 8 days. You get to eat a lot of fried food. You get presents. Jelly donuts is another one.
Yeah.
And also it's just a great time to have family and gather and have that meal, and all the kids are running around the house, so it's a great holiday.
Same, I grew up celebrating Christmas. My husband's Jewish, and I think what's so beautiful about the holiday is just the traditions that have stories attached to them as well. You know what I mean? Biblical stories.
We love it. We love a good story.
And
I
think
the oil that was only supposed to last for 1 day, but it was 8 days.
Yeah, but it really, I think, connects also generations.
It does, for sure.
Stories. What do the kids think of it? So your kids 3 and 5.
Yeah.
They're psyched.
I'm trying to
They're
get them, really to spin a dreidel as well as I can.
Okay.
But, we're lacking a little bit, but the training is going pretty well. and yeah, my kids love it. They're looking forward to it.
Okay, North Hollywood boy, where did you kind of get that inspiration to become a chef?
I'm really lucky that I grew up with great food in my family.
Okay, who was the cook, Mom?
My mom is a fantastic cook, although I did grow up cooking some with my dad as well, my grandmothers, but everybody had very different styles too.
Yeah.
And so I was just always around food and big holidays and cooking, and it was great. But also, growing up in the Valley, you got great Mexican food and Thai food and all these flavors that meld in along with those flavors of home. So I think it's a cool kind of culinary upbringing.
How did this new passion of yours, or maybe it's always been, but chickens?
Yeah.
Do you have a chicken coop? So now?
No, but I should have a chicken
You
coop.
should, so tell me what's going on with the chicken.
Yeah, so I just launched this new company. It's called Pasture Project. Pasture Project is pasture-raised heirloom chicken, which are, the best, most sustainable, earth-friendly, well-raised chickens you can get. We do spatchcocks, whole spatchcocks, and boneless, skinless breasts. They're marinated in 3 different flavors, seasoned, so it's literally like out of the package.
You just put it in the pan and you're good to go.
You don't need to, I always say, if you can turn on your oven, you can cook Pasture Project. It's super straightforward and it's delicious every time.
Here's your Pasture Project. Where do you get the chicken? Where can
so the chickens themselves are all raised here in California. We try to keep things as local as we can.
Yeah.
But for the most part, you order it direct on our website, so pastureproject.com. It ships direct to your door, comes beautifully packaged, on dry ice and the whole thing.
Okay, so tell me how you'd throw this together.
Super simple, right? So I've got this bowl here, bunch of different veggies. We've got sweet potatoes, broccolini. These are kind of cool, found them at Gelson's, yellow oyster mushrooms, and just some yellow onions, all just cut up into big chunks. And you could switch this out with whatever you like. We've got some olive oil. I'm just gonna give that some nice glugs. I always tell people not to be shy with your olive oil. It's not one of these
It's good for you.
Yeah, it's good for you. Just keep telling yourself that, right? And salt is another one. Don't be shy with your salt. So kosher salt, we're just gonna season this all up. A little bit of black pepper.
Okay, we can handle that.
Yeah, right? You can do that. We're gonna give this a shake. You can mix it with your hands, a spoon, whatever. Just get everything nice and coated like that, right?
Okay.
And then we're just gonna dump it out here. We've got a cookie sheet with a piece of parchment on it. Yep, just separated in one layer is great. Okay. You're gonna get your chicken.
Do you pat it dry or it's okay?
No, so because this has all the marinade on it, I'm gonna use that marinade. We're gonna pour it over. It's gonna mix with the vegetables. We're gonna get a lot of
don't
great
waste.
flavor from that. Yes, don't waste.
Awesome.
But we're gonna pull our chicken out and we're just gonna pop it right on top of the veggies. And we'll just turn the legs out there.
Oh, because this is spatchcock.
Exactly.
So the backbone is basically
yeah,
cut
so
out.
you can see like basically the back of the chicken here, it's
Right.
butterflied. So the whole thing opens up. And what this does is it cooks a lot faster and all of the skin is opposed to the heat. So is exposed to the heat, so everything gets crispy. All right, so then we've got a little extra marinade in here and I'm just gonna take it and pour it right over the top. That can't be bad,
No.
right? And that's it.
That's
and
it?
Then, yeah, it's ready
Come
to go in the
on,
oven.
that's almost too easy.
It's gonna make your house smell amazing.
Yes.
It's gonna be crispy and juicy and ready to go.
And how long in the oven?
It's gonna take about 35 minutes.
Okay, I broke out the big platter for you.
You really got the serious guns right
You
now.
know, it's the holidays.
Right? We've got our chicken, we let it rest for a little while. So this is one of the things too that's really cool about a spatchcock chicken is that different from like a whole chicken where people always go like, I don't know, like where do I cut that? What do I do? It sort of shows you all of the places that it wants to be cut, right? So if you follow the lines, you'll generally be okay. So you can see we've got a line here and a line here, and we literally want to go, that's going to separate our legs right off.
You made it look like you're just cutting through like a
Right?
piece of bread or something.
We can get our veg on the platter. All right, so we're just gonna get our chicken on the platter. Luckily,
Oh
since
my
you
God.
got the big platter, we got room for the Latkas too.
Okay, here we go. And I heard you also tend to serve these with your chicken.
I do, for
Right?
sure. I mean, you know, I have a thing, like one of my favorite things on Hanukkah is getting, whether you're doing chicken, brisket, whatever it is, getting that like juicy meat on top of the latke. If you really want to go for it, a little bit of sour cream even on top of that too,
Right.
all in one bite, it's really
There you
good.
go. And then also, I always think a platter looks prettier when you
Yeah.
got some herbs in there. What should we
Totally
do?
agreed. You know what I like
Chef
to
it
do?
up. Go ahead.
Yeah, when I have herbs like this, they're
Yeah.
really, you know, they're kind of bouncy and nice. It's just sort of pick them, pull them like that, and get big pieces on there.
And for the sour cream and applesauce lovers,
Yep.
we've got them covered too.
Beautiful.
That
Love
is
it.
perfect. I mean, if you bring that to the table any night of Hanukkah,
You're gonna impress your guests
you're
for
going to
sure.
impress your guests.
And the kids love it too.
Thank you, Chef Micah.
Thank you.
This
Thanks
was
for having me.
so
This was
great.
awesome.
This is beautiful. Happy Hanukkah.
Thank you so much.
To
too.
you and your family.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Coming up, check out this Christmas beauty, and it all starts with a store-bought cake. That's coming up next. A bûche de Noël was the inspiration for this dessert. It's a grocery store cake, but I added a little Christmas magic to make it extra special. Time for a little make-ahead Christmas dessert. This time of year, you might not have time to bake a cake or cupcakes, but you want to make it look like it's homemade and something festive. I saw these cute little Christmas trees on Pinterest that someone made with chocolate and a pretzel stick, and I thought that would be cute if you put them into a cake or a cupcake. Just went to the grocery store, got this jelly roll, and I'll show you what I'm going to do to make it festive. First thing is I'm going to whip some cream, some heavy cream. It's so easy to make homemade whipped cream. All you need is heavy cream and powdered sugar. So just whip that and let it go for a little bit before you add the powdered sugar. While our whipped cream is going, I have these meltables. You can get them online in the craft store. You could even use white chocolate, but it's easier to melt these meltables in the microwave for like 30 seconds to a minute. Add a tablespoon of powdered sugar. You could add vanilla. You could add peppermint flavoring, whatever you want. Okay, that's it. Whipped cream is done. Let's chuck on our meltables. That's it. Look at that. In the microwave, a minute, and then you stir it around until everything melts, and that's basically, it's like meltable candy. So once this hardens again, it becomes like a candy. You can use it to decorate. Okay, if you have pastry bag, great. If you don't, you can also use a Ziploc bag. Then we're gonna load our bag here with the white chocolate meltables. I have a piece of parchment paper, and just to make sure nothing sticks, I'm gonna spray. And let's place our pretzel sticks because we're gonna make little trees. Give it a little space so they don't stick together. Cut a very tiny little bit off your bag. And now we get a tree going. And you just make the shape of a triangle and you've got a tree. The most important thing, what makes everything look cute, are sprinkles. These look like little ornaments on your tree, just some pretty little, any kind. Make it look festive and fun, especially for the kids. I'm gonna either pop these in you could let them sit at room temperature for a while, but if you wanna hurry things up, you could stick it in the freezer or the fridge. Our little Christmas trees came out of the freezer. I would say 10 minutes they were in there, and they don't stick. They're coming off. Look at that, beautiful. I'll show you what one looks like. How sweet. Okay, so you've got your store-bought cake or cupcakes. You've got your homemade whipped cream, so technically you made this one. And then what I'm gonna do, just to give it a base, so you've got your whipped cream, I'm gonna put right on top. This is the glue for our snow, which is shredded coconut. You could do sweetened or unsweetened. I'm doing unsweetened. And then we take our sweet little trees, stick them in there. And it's festive, and it's like a little forest of candy trees. And you've got a cute little festive dessert. And actually, I think what could be kind of cute is they just happen to have a little bit of greenery. You could do more coconut to make it look like snow, but I just thought, you know what? I mean, not edible, but I think it adds to our festive dessert. And there you go. It's like you made it yourself, because you kind of did. For the recipes we featured in today's show, you can follow us on Instagram at KTLA California Cooking. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.